Good afternoon, intrepid readers. It's not good morning. It's not a Wednesday or a Thursday. It is a Saturday. And the reason that I'm doing this now is because school is out, and so there are all these people around my house all the time for the summer. My kids are out of school. My husband is out of work because he's a teacher, so there's always people here. Now, I don't mind doing this here by myself, but it just feels weird. It just feels weird to do it when somebody's here. So my second son just left for a baseball ceremony all-star thing, and my older son and my husband are there already. So I had a minute, so here I am to talk about last week's blog for a minute, and then maybe some other stuff. So, how are you doing? It's been a while. I feel like it's been a while since I did a video. But this one is about the mystery of introversion versus extroversion. And I think anybody who knows me, probably even you if you don't know me but have watched these videos, would think that I'm kind of an extrovert, that I open my mouth and I talk to people and stuff comes out and I just don't, that's just me. And maybe you have heard about the things that I've done that would be considered extroverted, like I have acted before, and I've taught acting, and I've spoken in front of large groups of people before, and I taught school for 20 years and talked in front of groups of students. And I talk to people in grocery store lines and bank lines and just wherever the mood arises for me. So I would consider myself, I think, if you were going to label me, you would label me extrovert. But then a former student of mine, sent me an article the other day that was talking about introverts and how they need to deal with the world better, basically. And so it's describing elements of introversion, and I'm reading about these elements, and they include being sort of a homebody and feeling antisocial and not wanting to go to a party and not wanting to see people and preferring the company of books to the company of people and all these things, and I'm like, holy crap, that sounds kind of like me. There's a lot of times I'm not in the mood to be around people, and I'd rather read books. And it talked about small talk and how their introverts don't like small talk. They'd rather not do the whole how's the weather kind of thing. And I'm like that. I hate that. I don't like the whole let's do lunch thing or come out and see me, because I take that seriously. Like, for me, if you say let's do lunch, I pull out my phone and I'm like, how about next Tuesday? Or we live in this cute little condo here in San Diego, and it's not very big, but it's got things in it. It's got a wall bed and a pull-out couch and places where people can stay. And we're always like, come and see us in San Diego. It's beautiful. It's the finest city in America. And that's actually the motto, the legit motto for this city is the finest city in America. And we invite people like that all the time. Oh, that's the air conditioner. Can you hear how noisy that was? Anyway, we do that all the time, and nobody ever comes to visit. We extend that invitation all the time, and we mean it. It's not like a let's do lunch, okay? I wouldn't do that. That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I understand why people do it, because it's cordial and it's polite and it's it's good manners, nice to see you. Let's make plans. I get it. I just don't do it. I would never say things like that if I didn't really mean that. And so I kind of would rather not put myself in the situation where I'm with someone that I don't want to do that with, because then I wouldn't say it, and maybe that person would be like, well, that was disappointing. So I don't know. So that's a small talk thing that I don't like. I've been known to go to the mall or to someplace and see someone I know and kind of pretend, oops, kind of pretend to not see them and avert my head and scoot over the other direction so I could miss seeing them. And it's not because I don't like them or because I don't want to see or I'm not friends with them. It's just because I'm just not in the mood to talk to somebody and have to deal with the small talk or whatever. But this article was good because it said, guess what? Introverts, you have to get through the small talk sometimes to get to the meat of the conversation, which that's the part I like, right? I like when you're talking about experiences that you've had in the past or family situations, or at book club the other day we were talking about ghosts and our belief in ghosts, and that's going to be next week's blog, The Mystery of the Supernatural. And I actually had I'm reading all this stuff about introversion and saying, oh my God, that's me. Am I a closet introvert? Like that thinks she's an extrovert, or that other people think is an extrovert, but really I'm not? And then I was like, you know what? Maybe there's a difference between introversion and shyness. Okay, you would think that they go together, and I'm sure a lot of times they do. Introverts tend to be shy. They don't want to talk to people because that's an anxiety situation for them, and they're shy and scared, and they don't want to do that, and so it kind of goes hand in hand in that way. But maybe there are some extroverts, or maybe there are some kind of closet introverts that are also just not shy. That don't have that kind of anxiety, social anxiety that goes with interacting with other people. I don't have that social anxiety for interacting with other people. There's just a lot of times that I would rather be laying down in my bed with a book. And I kind of poo-poo the social niceties of small talk. It annoys me and it irritates me and I don't want to do it. And sometimes I don't want to go through all that to get to the meat. And that is my loss and that is my problem. And I understand that that's not necessarily a good thing. But anyway, this blog was just really kind of about looking at that. What do you think? Do you feel like you are not interested in hanging out with other people because it makes you anxious to do that? Or because you just don't like it that much? Or, there's times when I love being with other people and I love meeting new friends and talking to new people. And like I said, I like talking in grocery store lines and bank lines and all that stuff, but sometimes I think I'm just a closet introvert hiding in the guise of an outspoken weirdo. I don't know. I'm interested in hearing your point of view. I would love to know what you think. And so until next time, I will say, stay mystified. And I never can find the button. Ooh, there's the button.